want to get into sort of the craft of filmmaking. You're a producer. You make the project happen. You bring financing to the table. You make sure that everything's there for a director to make his film. Can you delve into that a little more? How do you work with directors?
Well, first of all, I never thought I would become a producer in my life. It's not something I wanted to do, and it's not something like that I could imagine myself doing. It's like I never thought in my life I will reach 50 years old. I mean, this is about the same thing. I mean, when you're young, 50 years old is so old. And the producer was such something that we only had a vision of it that really did not exist. But it happened to me like in a long process. First I was like an assistant cameraman, a film editor. I became an assistant director. Then I directed documentaries, shot fiction films and commercials. And I started to work on script, but it was really difficult. And at the time I thought I didn't have any problem with being on the set with shooting. But I had problem like keeping with an idea for a couple of years and believing that this idea was worth it, spending that much time before it reached the screen. And I said to myself, if I had someone who believed in me and believed in that idea and was saying it's okay, it's going to take time, but don't worry, you have to write it, we're going to rewrite it and we're going to do it. There's a lot of films that I would have liked to make. So instead I decided to become that producer. I decided that it was the next step in my life, and I will become for others that producer, someone who will be there from the beginning and will be there up to the time that the movie is on the screen. And I realized then that all the jobs I did were really helpful to me. Like now I can discuss film editing because I've been an editor myself for 2 years. Because of the work I did in commercials, when we come to the publicity campaign at the end of a movie, I can really relate to those years and talk about concept and about posters, about trailers, about all sorts of things like that. And to be a producer is really a great job because it's never the same. I mean, when you start working on the script, you're more a literary person. Then you become like a negotiator with unions, with agents, and you have to really to make that story happen. And also you're a financier. You have to find the money to do it. And then you become a public relations person. You have to make sure that the movie will be well received, go in festival, will have the right theaters. And it's really a fantastic job because it's never the same in the process of each movie takes about 2 years to make, so you have to be patient and you really have to believe in what you're doing.
You touched on the script writing and the development of the script. What attracts you to a script, for instance?
Well, I had to answer that question many times in my life, and the only thing I can say is that what attracts me is that if it's something I have not seen before. There's so many scripts that are made of other movies that you can relate. You can say, oh, this is like this. Each time I can say, this film is like this one and this one. Why bother taking 2 years of my life to do it? So really, when I see something really original, then it will really interest me. Why do I say that? Is because we don't have the big budgets of the American, because we don't have the big star, we really have to make different film. If it's not the same, it really has to be different. And if it has to be different, it has to be different once you read the script. And this is what can summarize the most my attraction to some of the stories.
And how does, let's say from the time you come up with an idea or go from the script to pre-production,